Leo, welcome back to Love from a Leo. My name is Tay, otherwise known as Love from a Leo. This is your March 2020 reading, and my cat just walked in, so it's probably going to be a very Leo-like reading. Your focus for this month is Jupiter, so you may want to look into your natal chart to see where your Jupiter is in your chart. It may have some relation to that, or this could just be saying that there's going to be lots of things that feel very lucky. I'm not really sure what that means so far, but we're going to see. So let's look into the Spirit Oracle message that we have. This is the Moving On card. I feel like for Leo, since it's a fixed sign, if something is about change, the number 5, which is the number that Leo represents as far as houses, fixed sign changing their mind. So this is a big deal, okay? And Jupiter is huge, so this is expansion as well. And of course, my cat wants to start meowing. So yeah, I think this is going to be amazing. You have the Sun card here. So you are expressing yourself very, very strongly throughout this March. We also have the 7 of Wands here throughout your March. Leo, you are looking very strong, my love. Now, with the 7 of Wands and the Sun card, I do feel like there is a little teeny bit of having to prove yourself. But what's overshadowing the whole thing is more that you are proving to yourself who you are, but also others are seeing this. They're getting a glimpse of your personal light. And I think you are attracting lots of things, people, energies. So be careful with that. That can be good or bad. But I do think that you are attracting lots of things. I'm seeing a Gemini coming up very strongly here. This could be a Virgo as well, because this is the Mercury card. But I am seeing a Gemini coming up around you throughout this March. We have the 7 of Pentacles as your internal desires. So I think you are very focused on your monetary gains. I think you're very focused on your money. And I think this is because you know what you want. And obviously when a fixed sign such as Leo, or any sign that is very intense, but especially fixed signs, when we figure out something we want, there's no stopping because we're locked on it. You know, like when a lion or a tiger locks their eyes on prey, that's it. Okay. So I do see a lot of great things coming, a lot of things that have to do with your foundation, but also your resources, more specifically in your money, your financial department. Let's go ahead and look into the Moving On card. I'm going to read it right now. I was supposed to do that earlier, but for some reason it slipped my mind. But let's go ahead and go back to it now. You're about to embark on a much needed journey to leave the past behind. This card lets you know that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and it signifies that the time has arrived in which a different cycle in your life is coming to an end. In a traditional tarot card, this card usually implies traveling or going forward, involving crossing water or even moving abroad. Calmer waters are ahead, and with all the lessons you've learned from the past, you're approaching this period having grown, and you're so much stronger for it. The healing process is underway, and now you can set your goals, desires, and objectives to secure a more positive and successful future. Because your mind is more settled and less worried, synchronistic events will bring the right conditions and introduce people into your life for the highest good. You definitely are walking away from something. This could be a very bittersweet type of energy, but if you look here on the card, there is a darkness behind you, Leo. And I think we talked about this in February, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but you're moving towards the light. And there's also leaves, but if you kind of blink twice, or if you look fast, it looks like money is falling from the sky. So I definitely think you're moving toward blessings and abundance. It could be in multiple ways. I definitely see money. Yeah, but I do think it's also in other ways. Like you're going to be introduced to energies that are so just divine to you, and you just align with them so easily. And I think that's going to feel so just beautiful for you, because I think in the past I feel like you've kind of had to be a little cold and distant towards people, which is not in your nature. And Kitty is over here meowing again. And I just feel like you now are getting into such a warm feeling in your March. You know that feeling where you stand in the sun and you just feel warm and you just feel amazing. I don't know if all Leos feel like that, but when I stand in the sun, I feel so good, like just so invigorated and vibrant. And I definitely feel like you're going to be feeling that, maybe literally, but also just internally. You're going to have like this internal flame brought on maybe from a Gemini, but just your internal, like, you just feel stable. You're stable within yourself. And so your flame is stable as well. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's look into your past to see kind of why it's such a big feeling of warmness. Now, obviously, if you're moving towards a certain energy, that means that you had to have been in the opposite energy before that to even understand the transition. So in your past, you definitely were cold, like I was saying, and even the cards here are more blue compared to this more warm energy as we segue towards the future. But let's go back to the past a little bit. I do see a Scorpio, but I also just see the death of something. And this caused you to be quite cold. Not that you were being cold on purpose. I almost think you were just being a little bit dry with your answers, been just straight to the point. I definitely feel like you weren't here for small talk. But this was because you needed to protect your energy. I think that you definitely just wanted to protect who you are at your core, especially if you have a lot of feminine energy, or if you're just trying to attract a lot, regardless of, your energies. You were trying to attract a lot, and I think you needed to really close off to create your reality. That's a very powerful state for any person to be in, because it gives you self-awareness, and it gives you a piece of strength, spiritual strength that you can't get without just experiencing life. You understand what I'm saying? So these are things that no one can teach you. These are things that you may have gifts, you may have talents, but if you don't use them, or if you don't know how to access them, nothing can come about from that. And I think you had to learn that in your past. Now, this could be talking about February, but I think this is beyond February. I think this is saying, like, this is a real evolution for you, Leo. Let's get an advice card on if you were still a person who feels like you're having trouble ending something, because I do think you have to end something to get a little bit, like the more that you end something, or the more closure you get from something, I think in March your blessings will be more evident because of you having more space to, see the blessings that you've worked so hard for. So let's just see if there's any advice I can give you on how to get to that part. 9 of Pentacles. So you have worked for everything that you have. You do not have to feel guilty about feeling proud of yourself, being independent, maybe saying no to certain people. You need to be a little bit more stern. Give yourself more credit, for sure. Give yourself more credit. You need to tighten up your boundaries. You need to use your no in order to get out of the situation. Use your authority, Leo. Now let's go into your future. Now we could have a Capricorn in your future. I'm seeing in the future you're a little hesitant about a certain situation. This could involve this Capricorn we're talking about, but this could also be about an addiction. Like maybe you are not prepared to go on to your next phase because you are being held back by something, someone, or just a blockage on an energetic level. But something's blocking you, but you're attached to it. So keep that in mind. You have full control. You may not feel like it, but you always have full control. I think you're having doubts because you don't want to let go of something. Like you're really afraid to detach. The best way I can explain this is maybe you have really deep ties, or maybe you've invested a lot of time with this person. These are all feelings. You could also just have like an issue with abandonment, or feeling like you don't have what it takes to find something better. Because I feel like it's like you feel like if I do this, then the consequences are not, like I'm afraid of the consequences, but you have to embrace it. There's something that you need to let go of. And as soon as you do it, you'll feel so, so light. Now, I'm not really understanding why it seems like you went forward and then backwards. So that could have something to do with right now. So let's look a little bit deeper into your March so we can see if that affects your future. In your March, what do you want? What is it that Leo is fighting so hard for? You want to be to yourself, but I also think you want wisdom. I think you want to be able to understand a situation a lot better. But I also feel like you want to mature, because Virgo is after the Leo zodiac. And so I feel like you're trying to move up in a certain way in your life, This could have something to do with Virgo, your Virgo placements in your chart as well. Definitely with the Mercury and the Magician card here. You want to move on, but you can't figure out how to make something work. Now, if you need another person's support, or if you need their involvement or their participation, I feel like they're not trying to cooperate. And so this makes it really hard for you to really move on into another phase in your life, because the World card is, it's about life. And this is major arcana, I think A lot of it has to do with communication, harsh communications. I also think there's a lot of, if not manipulation, then a lot of lying around you. And so these are the things that you're looking at. These are the things that you're trying to dissect. These are the things that you're trying to figure out, what part are you playing? I would say, like, what, for example, if you're into chakras or something, you're like, what chakra would cause me to be in this situation? What part am I playing in it? I think you're really looking at yourself and you're like, what can I do to fix it, to better it, to destroy it? There's so many ways that I think Leo is trying to go about this. And this will, apply to you, whatever resonates. But whatever you're trying to do, you really are looking, you're dissecting it, literally dissecting it. So I can appreciate that. I see the Three of Swords here. So you are going through a very emotionally taxing time, but I feel like you are the one who's in control of the swords in this matter. So even though it hurts you, remember, with moving on, I think you are becoming so much wiser because of this transition, and the fact that you were even able to realize that even though it hurts, it must happen. You are becoming spiritually wiser. You are understanding how to use your no. And I think moving forward, it's just a matter of you having to tell yourself, look, I know this feels weird, but we have to do this for ourselves. We have to move on. We have to be courageous as the Leo, to lead by example, to be the leader. Now, we naturally do this, but if you are going to claim a certain status as Leo, if you really embody that, you must exercise your no. You must be courageous enough to fight the battles internally and sometimes externally, but it's always an internal battle that you must learn to rectify, or learn that it's not even your battle. You understand what I'm saying? There's levels. But you can have control. This is a mental game, Leo. This is a mental game. I know there's a lot of action happening, but the mental part of it is so strong, especially within your March, with this Mercury here. Mercury is in retrograde throughout March. So maybe there's a lot of things that you are starting to see. There may be a lot of things that are coming back to bite you in the ass. It really just depends on your karmic state. But I do feel the energy that you are justified in what you're doing, and I also feel like you know that what you're doing is right for you. And that's very important. Now, it might not seem right to other people. It might not seem right to the person you have to hurt, but you know what you're doing for you, and I think it's very important for a Leo to know themselves and the decisions that they're making. So kudos to you on that. Now, if you're having trouble with maybe figuring out what parts you're playing or what you need to do to make the situation better, here's an advice card for you. The Hierophant. So we have Taurus once again. So this energy of being calm, you are getting rid of things that do not serve you. And I feel like it's on a moral basis. Like if someone doesn't respect you, or if you feel like they do things that you're just not okay with. These could have been things that you were okay with for your whole life. And now all of a sudden you're like, no, I'm not dealing with it anymore. I refuse to go through this anymore. I refuse to allow myself to be a part of whatever they have going on. This is really Leo slicing through reality, their reality, other people's versions of reality that you're involved in as the Leo. And I feel like you're going to be in power, but in a way that you don't even, it's your spirit as the Leo to have this power. I just see regalness. I don't even know how to explain what I'm seeing, you guys, or what I'm feeling, but regalness, royalty, authority. Think of a very dignified leader. Good shit, Leo. Alright, you guys, I think that's it. I will definitely see you in the extended if you're interested in watching that. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have gotten this far, please leave me a thumbs up, or you can leave me a comment, something to let me know that you made it this far. I love you guys so much. I see a lot of empowering things happening, and that is just so inspiring that things are just looking really, really good for the collective, of the Leo energy. If you would like a private reading, you can always email me at lovefromaleo@gmail.com, or you can visit me on patreon.com/lovefromaleo, where you can get private readings with a discount. So I encourage you to check that out. Like I said, I love you guys so, so, so much, and I will see you in the extended reading. Also, follow me on Instagram if you would like to at love.fromaleo. Bye.